Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Welcome to old friends and new friends. Today we will be beginning the fourth session of the Soul Guidance using the Soul Revelation card deck. Okay, for those who have been watching, you should be familiar with what I'm about to go through. For those who are new, well, I hope you find something that inspires you. The Soul Revelation card deck is currently available from the Etsy.com. If you search for Soul Revelation card deck, you will find it. Or so simply search for Soul Crafts UK, one word, and there's our store. Alright, well, let's crack on, shall we? Today, the first card we will be covering is meditation. As you can see, you've got the Buddha there, and right in the center at the focus is the universe. That is your center, your universe. Meditation is a practice that has been used for centuries upon centuries. One, to focus the mind and to hopefully overcome our redundant thought patterns. To help you, say, overcome the craving for cigarettes. To overcome addictions. Meditation itself, I always find it's not necessarily about sitting there and going om. It's more about finding a space where you can relax and clear your mind. Now, this might be taking a dog for a walk. It might be having a bath. It might be just simply listening to your favourite tunes, listening to the radio, watching your favourite TV. Whatever it is that allows your thoughts just to wander and drift, to alleviate and let go of stresses of the days. Okay? When I see this card, I know it's about a need for focus. Usually I find it's where a person needs to focus more on their own life rather than on other people's lives. Focus more on overcoming and stopping and changing habits. Sort of a cleansing process for the soul, if you want to say. Okay, let's have a see. What's next? Awareness. As you can see, you've got the world within your eye, within your vision. Okay? Awareness is simply being aware of everything that's going on and understanding everything has its own purpose and its reason within our lives. When I find this card comes out, it's often a case where a person has become aware of situations which they have maybe been ignoring. I usually find when I see the awareness card, it's not something new. It's more a case of something that's always been there but we've not noticed. Because that is the nature of awareness and when we're developing it. Obviously, through meditation, the previous card, we can expand our awareness of ourselves, our awareness of our own understanding of life, of our own shortcomings, and of our own positive points. Because the reality is, nobody is perfect. We are all unique in our own way. And taking that forward, if we can understand that perfection, it actually isn't a sphere, as in a ball, a circle. It isn't a static object. It's something that evolves. And for something to evolve, it must have flaws. Because without the flaws, it would never change. Okay, now let's move on. What's the next one? Separation. Okay, this card is quite a simple card. If you can see there, you've got the tree and it's split, and you've got the river which forks and goes its separate ways. Yeah, that is the very nature of separation. But if you also think the tree itself is always there, but it's never quite what it was before. And that's the nature of separation. Yeah, for those who are separated in a relationship, if they've got children, you'll find that contact or the other person in the relationship will always be a part of their life through their children, regardless of whether they see them or not. So some aspects of the old are always going to be there. When I find this card comes out, sometimes it can relate to relationships, it can relate to friendships, it can relate to career changes, okay? But it's always a case of the old has changed and it will never be what it was, but it will still be in some way always a part of your life. I've even found this card has come out, if you want to say, when people have been grieving, because separation does cause grief, and we do go through all the same emotions that we would do if we lost somebody to the world of spirit. Now, and the other thing of note with this separation card is if you actually look, you've actually got a lunar eclipse at the top. Okay, now this basically signifies that when we go through separation in its many forms in life, when life has decided that we have to go a different path, it often brings with it a short period of emotional confusion. But as with an eclipse, it doesn't last forever. It can feel very intense at the time, but it's a case of weathering the storm for the brighter days ahead. Okay, let's have a see. The next card, empathy. Now, anybody who's interested in these cards or any other type of cards or psychic or even mediumship will understand the word empathy straight away. It's basically intuitively knowing feelings. Okay? Whenever I see this card, I know from readings, hundreds of readings, the person who has this card, if it's directly related to them, is a caring person. I often find nurses, for example, pull this card because they have a natural sense for how other people are feeling. The flip side with the empathy card is it can produce oversensitivity. Okay, it's also a case of where a person needs to understand where the line is between their feelings and somebody else's feelings. Okay, I'm sure many of you have felt it when you've got a friend who's down and you go there and you're feeling all happy and jolly, and then all of a sudden you've been chatting to them for half an hour, and you just want to run away and you want to get away and you feel flat and you feel down. Okay, that is empathy, because you are akin and attuned to how they are feeling. The thing is you need to know where to draw the line. Okay, because if you don't draw the line between your feelings and somebody else's feelings, you can walk away from a situation feeling downtrodden and drained. Okay, this is where some people start talking about energy vampires. For me personally, I don't believe there is such a thing as an energy vampire. I do believe that when we're around people who are going through a negative experience in life, for us to understand it, we have had to have had a similar negative experience in life. And when we delve into that emotion, it can leave us with memories and feelings of these negative emotions, which in effect affect our own energy levels. Okay, so we have to understand that them aspects that have happened to us in life are done and dusted, sorted, healed, and move forward. Okay, it can be akin to where people open up old wounds. Okay, and no matter how well something has healed, if somebody keeps poking at something, it will inevitably hurt again. Okay, so that's just a little bit about empathy. Alright, I always find that empathy is a cornerstone to psychic development. And many like to say I'm an empath rather than a psychic. Well, if you're an empath, you are a psychic. And if you are a psychic, you are an empath. It really is as simple as that. People like to confuse things with many different definitions. I feel, in truth, everything is related, and you shouldn't overburden yourself with too many definitions. When you look at a rose, it is a flower, it smells gorgeous. You then look at it further and you've got your stems, your petals, your stigma, and when you look at it like that, you've no longer got the rose and you've missed the point of what it was in the first place. Okay? So, empathy. It's also something that we all need to develop to be able to understand each other. Alright. Now, moving along. Openness. Okay? Now, most people think openness is my name's Chris. Yeah? Or telling people about your life and being open about who you are. Well, that's only the tip of the iceberg. As you can see in the image, you've got the book in your hands. That book is your life. Now, true openness is the ability to actually turn the page and write a new one. To be able to let go of the past and let go of the lessons you think you have learned. Okay? An example would be you may have met somebody who had ginger hair and they really hurt your feelings. So now whenever you see somebody with ginger hair, you might think, I don't like people who've got ginger hair. Well, the reality is that's one person who has hurt you. Not everybody with ginger hair is going to be the same and is going to cause the same problems. But the only way we're going to experience that is if we can turn the page and start afresh. Close a chapter, start a new one. When I've been doing readings, I often find that this card often relates to education and to new ventures and to new study and to new learning. Like I say, it's about being able to turn that page and start a new chapter within your own life. Okay, well that's the 5 for this session. I will be doing session 5 shortly. I hope you've enjoyed these short little sessions, and I hope you have taken something from them. And for now, I shall say goodbye and enjoy the rest of your day, evening or morning. Okay, bye.